Hi, I'm Tanika with Athletes Makes the Best, and I'm here with one of the co-founders of Soulful Synergy, Alejandro. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. We'll make it simple and easy. I like to ask a lot of stuff about sports. I'm into sports. So if you could share with the people what sport you played coming up.
So growing up, I would say roughhousing. Probably one of the first sports that you ever get into is a little roughhousing with your cousins. I was born into a big family, a lot of cousins, and I would say that was probably the first sport that I was introduced to. But from that, my mother put me into karate at a very young age. So I was in karate, got to a black belt, and I was also at the time playing soccer, and I was also swimming. So soccer I left alone, and I stuck with karate like I mentioned, and then stayed in the swimming space. I got into becoming, went all the way to state, which was pretty cool. Apparently my favorite stroke is front stroke and breaststroke, but the best stroke is my backstroke. So it was a little bit off. Like, I really didn't like doing backstroke, and they always had me practicing it. But again, it's something, it's part of the discipline of the sports, and also a lot of hiking. Right, I think hiking is something very deep in us. My family's from Colombia, right, and I'm also Mexican, but I spent most of my time in Colombia, and there's going to the farm, right? Getting to some of the farms we had to go to, you had to hike there, right?
La finca.
La finca, exactly, right? And my grandma used to beat us all, right? That was the craziest thing. We talk about this still. It's like how my abuelita can, we'd be thunderstorms, we're running down the hills, and she's just keep up, guys, and we thinking we tough, and she's kicking our butt. But that was the sports that I was really dedicated to at a young age, and I tried to play basketball. Muggsy Bogues, I was from that era, the 90s, and I saw Muggsy Bogues. I was like, yes, I got a chance. And I got cut, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stay away from the basketball stuff. And now more recently, I've gotten back into swimming, so I've been swimming pretty much every morning, trying to beat my times when I was younger, actually. So I'm actually focused on that, and now I'm boxing again. So I've gotten into, so I swim in the mornings and box in the afternoons, and to try to keep that challenging, yeah. And also, again, it's just what I was good at, right? I learned that when I was young. It kept me very fit, it kept me very healthy, and now that I broke 40, I'm really trying to, I'm now looking into the future and trying to stay as healthy as possible as I grow older.
So you were blessed to dibble and dabble in different sports here and there. What are some skill sets that you developed in those sports that you could say transitioned into your real life that you use?
Well, first is the ability to learn, right? I think the confidence that you build in sports, that you can teach yourself and practice things, and you can get good at it, right? It's not something may not be the superstar or Michael Jordan of things, right? Or again, now LeBron and Kobe of things, right? Hey, listen, whatever your cup of tea is, I'm not here to just add on that front. But it's part of what again help me better even understand my body, right? Yes. Like my body movements and even the work that I do now. From there I became a construction worker. I got into Local 157. I was a carpenter, right? And learning how to move, lift things, how to set up even a power tool. It's muscle memory, right? And like when we teach students here, a lot of things that I learned in swimming and karate and boxing is a lot of lower body, right? Yes. People don't think that you're using your lower body. You see people just using hands, but it's your whole body that's being engaged when you're doing this type of work. And then is the discipline that comes from this, right? When, as a swimmer, to warm up is 500 yards, right? That's about doing 20 laps just to warm up, right? And you have to be able to have that discipline with your body that, again, even after you do your warm-ups, you do your sets and so forth, you even go home and do a little bit more, right? You push yourself with some push-ups, crunches, or whatever was needed to enable to continue to grow, right? And also not giving up. Right, yes. We all know that. I mean, I know from running, even swimming. Sometimes, right now, I try to swim a mile a day, and when I get even to 1,000 yards, right now, even about 1,000 yards, I'm already like, holy smokes! Yeah, I'm already like, am I gonna finish this? I could finish it tomorrow, right? And also when you start running, right? I always, it's funny, but thinking about the farm, I always think about coming off the beach and running into a forest, and chasing what I'm gonna eat. Right? And I'm literally running after this animal in my mind, because sometimes you hit that veil, right? And you're like, I can't do this no more. Yeah. And you keep running, you keep going. Out of nowhere, the pain leaves you. You stop cramping up. Your brain stops trying to decide for you, and now you're in synergy with your mind and your body. And now you hit your 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, And that's something else that you learn, right? Because in running a business, you're gonna hit walls,
Yes.
right? You're gonna hit situations where you think you can't handle them. You don't think your mental, even your mental health can take you to the next step. And you bring yourself back to sports, right? And again, the boxing, right? For me, boxing shows me a lot. Boxing makes me want to throw up, right? There's times when I'm with the coach, I'm like, no more, man, I'm done. He's like, you got more, and you're there, and it pushes you, and it's like, it shows you that you could give a little extra, and not to quit. And I would, those are the main three things that I would say sport has teaching me is and again, the ability to learn, the discipline, and the ability to break through those veils of your, as they say, not your mental capacity, but limiting beliefs.
Yes.
Right? We have a lot of limiting beliefs, and through sports, it allows you to put proof in the pudding, right? And making things that you have in your mind a reality, right? And once you hit that mile, like I said, swimming, like I hit that mile, I'm there, I did it, I hit my goal, and I thought I wasn't gonna do it, but I did it, and I pushed myself through. So those would say the main things that I would definitely gotten from sports, and that has helped me from being a carpenter, working in the union, and to now running my own business.
That's amazing. You mentioned earlier, like your abuelita. Who were some influential people that played a part in your journey?
So as I mentioned, definitely my abuelita, my cousins, my primos, right? I mean, they definitely push you, right? There's always that innate primitive competition amongst us, right? And that pushes you. I would say my mother as well, right? She pushed me to be in sports. She also plays sports. She's like, she killed it in basketball. She's smaller than me, and she has a nice jumper.
Shout out to Mom.
Yeah, Madrecita kills it. And so yeah, she's definitely a motivation for me. And still now, we go to the gym together, right? We'll wake up in the morning. We hit the gym. We both want to stay healthy. We play basketball together in the morning too. We take a couple of shots for 15 minutes, and then we go do the gym. And then my uncles, I would say my uncles and aunts as well. My father, unfortunately, wasn't in the picture too much. He was a great man, just wasn't able to be in the picture for as much as I guess most kids would want to. But I was blessed with a lot of uncles and a lot of aunts, and they all pushed me to be better. I had uncles that were very, sport inclined, right? They were really good at all different types of sports, and they pushed us to learn how to do all these things since a young age, right? And it was very helpful for us, as my mom is a single mother too, to be able to bring me to these sports, right? And to be, she's working until 6 p.m. class. Some of these practices started at 4. And my aunts and my uncles would pick me up and make sure that I was going, making these classes or making my trainings, even sometimes my tournaments. And if it wasn't for them, I would have been able to participate, right? So that was definitely a huge blessing for me. And as far as again in the sports world, I've always gone for underdogs, right? That's always been my thing. I'd say, because I guess I consider myself an underdog, right? Somebody told me, one of my mentors a long time ago told me, he's like, one of your special powers is that nobody sees you coming. Everybody always underestimates you. It's like they look at you and you're quiet, you're humble, right? But nobody sees you coming, and I've even learned that in boxing, right? It's like the way when I train, I get in the ring, my even coach says that you have certain moves or certain things that you do that people can't see you coming. And I think that's all very much, what I've been able to, again, to learn through that and learn from some of the people that I admire in different sports, and even surfing. Like, I love to watch people surf.
Oh, we got another surfer.
Oh, I love surfing. Yeah, that's my next thing. But surfing, the rock climbers right out there that put themselves in, do things that are magical, right? Like, to me, it's almost superpowers to see some of these pro surfers doing 100 feet drops. It's like, and it's like, it's out of this world. It's like, how the heck are you gonna, it's like the size of a building and you're coming down like at 100 miles an hour. And it's crazy how people get themselves, and especially in sports too, where you could have men and women and males in the sport, and again, they both can do the same thing.
We can coexist.
And you coexist in there, and it's not against each other. It's you and nature. And I would say that's one of them also why I love the surfing component and inspires me so much too, and seeing these people do it is because to me it's a convection point, right? A point in which all the points of physics come together, right? You have gravity, right? You have everything in nature blowing in your face, from the sun, from the wind. You feel cold, you feel warm, right? You have everything coming all into one place, and at the end of the day, you're riding the belly of God, right? Like it's a real beautiful thing. It's like you're riding and you're hearing, and I don't know if you ever got on the water, but you hear your own heartbeat, and that heartbeat reverberates throughout all of the ocean. And that's the last part I'll say too, that is like, it's great because if I touch this part of the ocean, it's still like me touching the other side of the world, but we're touching the same water, right? And it connects us. So that overall is the things that really much inspired me, like people that inspire me and the types of sports that inspire me now, as far as, again, what I wish I could do and what I have done.
That's a beautiful story. You obviously had a wonderful village behind you.
Yes, yes.
That helped you become who you are today. For anybody that's watching, what advice would you give like the young adults or adults that are trying to find their way? What advice would you give them?
Don't forget to try, right? Don't forget to try. Don't be afraid to fail. Find enjoyment in failing, right? Find enjoyment in getting punched in the face once in a while, right? Because you learn, and once you get punched in your face, you're gonna get punched again, right? Or you're gonna learn how to bop and weave. You're gonna learn why you did that, right? And it also is, do it for yourself, right? I suggest that when you get into sports, do it for yourself and be the best version of you, how you can be. Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to you as yesterday, and if you could do better than yesterday, you won. Right, and if you continue forward, it's one of those most rewarding things you can have, is having that relationship with yourself through a sport, through exercise, and again, just that sense of transformation, Kaizen, right? We use that word a lot in this space, in my business, which are always growing, always improving, and allow that to happen, right? Allow that growth to happen, and as anything in nature, an evolution is gonna hurt. Right? As you grow, as you evolve into new things, that hurt is part of that growth. Enjoy it, right? Because once that hurt sometimes doesn't come back anymore because you already broke through that tissue.
Embrace
right?
it.
Embrace it. And sometimes that soreness is some of the most rewarding things you can feel.
100%.
Right? You're like, holy moly, I worked out, I feel good. And then you look in the mirror, you're puffing up, even though yeah, punch it out a little bit, but still. But I would say that's what I would recommend to young people is to embrace sports, embrace the exercise, embrace the growth, embrace the pain, and again, do it for yourself.
100%.
Give yourself a high five after a success in your sport.
Because you did it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I like to end by asking everyone, athletes make the best. What do you think athletes makes the best? What?
Team players. They're again the best people that live in that Kaizen, right? System thinkers, right? They don't just plan, but they develop strategy, right? There's a lot of planning that happens in the world. We do a lot of planning meetings, but at the end of the day, you need a strategy and a strategy to execute. And being able to hold yourself accountable is also very important, right? And that thing to me, that's what brings the best that comes from an athlete is that teamwork, ability to adapt and to execute.
Yes. Thank you, Alejandro.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Tanika with Athletes Makes the Best. Alejandro,
Tanika, appreciate you.
Soulful Synergy, co-founder, and it's a wrap.